I'm Grace Bryn and these are my week 1 reflections. So this week we had a character building / free writing workshop with some of Hartlepool's students, and they just helped us create our characters and create a character storyline that they could have. So what we did an exercise where we started writing like a little short story, if you want. We had a minute to write that, just whatever came to mind, and then we passed it to our left, and then the person on our left continued the story on for us, and we did that about 4 times, passed it. So I think this was me, Lucy, Eve and Caden passed it along, just to make our own little short story, really. And then we also had, for a character building, we had to take inspiration from the people around us. We had a workshop as well with the first years, and we were just listening to stories throughout the day, different people's different stories, and we had to write down an embarrassing moment. Yeah, so I wrote down mine, and then we listened to a few other people's, and then we had to basically write a script being influenced by the stories that we'd heard throughout the day. So there was that, and that was also more free writing. And then we also had a puppet workshop where we made puppets out of newspaper and tape. That was quite good because it let us work out the physicality of a puppet, there was breathing and all, and the weight of the puppet, and just the movement of it in general could obviously because it's for a puppet, but it could also help us as humans work on weight and movement and breathing, and just how to really focus on all of that. So then we also created a playlist based off of hotels for our piece, because the brief is about a hotel and being in a hotel room. So we chose songs like Heartbreak Hotel by Elvis and Del Watergap, Ode to a Conversation Stuck in Your Throat. Either things that mention hotels are about hotels or were written in hotels. I know Diamonds by Rihanna was written in a hotel. And then we were also looking at scripts that were set in a hotel. So we have this one. This one was me, Caden and Eve performing this. I was the character of Painted Nails. Basically I just played this really stuck up snobby character who needed her dog feeding, but I wasn't going to do it. Someone else had to do it, so I told Caden to feed my dog, basically, and Eve was the dog. It's quite funny. And then we had another one called Hotel. I was character B. I really like the script. I did this one with Claire and Philippa, 2 separate occasions. I did one with Claire and then I did another one with Philippa. I liked how I could physicalize it and the comedy aspect of it as well. And it was just the character of A and also the character of B have silence in it as well. And it the silence can really show the inner monologue if you're doing physicality with your body language or facial expressions. It's just, and also the listing as well in it is really good to emphasize of how good the hotel is. And then we turned the song Perfect into a script as well. I worked with Kate on this one, so we had the lyrics down the side. We were doing it sort of like a song-along because we looked at that last term, but we got the song Perfect because that's about being in a hotel room by One Direction. And then we just named our characters A and B, and then we picked out lines, lyrics from the song, and just drew a line next to the ones that we liked, and then wrote them in order that we liked, and then performed it to the class. So basically our storyline for it was young love, and then it went into distant love, and then they broke up, but then they found each other again, and then they just got back together. So it's a cyclical structure. Yeah. So then we had one-to-ones with Gavin, and then I pitched my idea to him, my initial idea, which was of a wedding being in the hotel. So me, Caden, and Eve having like this little trio, where I would be a bride, and then Eve would be a maid of honor, and then Caden would be the groom. But it's like the night before the wedding, and the maid of honor is like cheating with the husband, and then I find out that that's going on, and then try and kill Eve or try and kill Caden. It was like up to audience interpretation. And then something happens, and I try and shoot one of them, but I accidentally shoot myself, and then I end up as a ghost. So that was my initial idea. And then we also performed another script, Blind and Like by Howard Brenton. I quite like this script as well because it was like weird, crazy. I played the character of August. I did this one with River. It was quite good. I feel like the character of Lola also really fit River. And then August as well, he was like, he's quite mad, trying to make gold in a bath, but it doesn't really look like gold. Yeah, but I like that. I just like experimenting with different scripts, to just really get a feel for what a script about a hotel should look like. And then my planning for next week is I'm going to be looking at what like more scripts about hotels should look like, and probably start to write a character analysis on like other characters that exist already, like ghosts or just people in hotels. And then I'll do free writing and more character interpretation. I'll do free writing to just start off like a basis of a character portfolio, and then hopefully start writing a script.